Our first blind item is pretty messy and rather sketchy, and of course it involves Jennifer Lopez. The A-list celebrity everything in her mind has hired a lawyer to deal with statements she made to police 2 decades ago. Now, Jennifer Lopez has been receiving a lot of backlash lately, but you might be wondering what happened 2 decades ago. Well, once upon a time, J-Lo was dating Diddy. We made an entire video about it, and she got into some criminal activity involving passing a gun over to Diddy so that he could shoot someone that he was in a fight with at the club. Actually, Diddy supposedly used J-Lo as his little gun mule, because she had a purse on her, he would have her hold his weapons. Someone said her being pissy about the depiction on South Park proves how uptight and rude she is. It was a fun gag, which I'm like, wait, hold on. South Park, we need to check that out.
Look out, muffin head!
Look, Miss Lopez, if you're going to be a member of the La Taco family, you're going to have to learn to get along with people.
Get a what with who? This is bullshit! How the f did I end up working at a La Taco? I had 6 platinum records and I starred in 5 Hollywood movies!
This person writes, I wonder if Ben knows a lot and if it's one of the reasons why they married. This person wrote, no statute of limitations when it comes to lying under oath to the Manhattan Supreme Court grand jury regarding a felony. This is more than just lying to the fuzz. Essentially, Jennifer Lopez had a role in this shooting, and now there are a bunch of investigations into it, and she's trying to get her story straight. Back then, she told police that she was dancing with her man, there was no gun, she has no idea what they're talking about. But now we're learning that, yeah, there was a gun, yeah, she was aware, and actually she's the one that brought it into the public space. Let's check out this article, why the 1999 shooting where Diddy and Jennifer Lopez were arrested has new attention. With Diddy in the spotlight after FBI raids on his home, past allegations including his involvement in a 1999 New York club shooting have sparked renewed interest in the music mogul, including the allegations that Diddy shot someone in the face during that incident with then his girlfriend Jennifer Lopez nearby. Right before New Year's in December 1999, Diddy, Jennifer Lopez, his bodyguard, and another rapper named Shine were all at the club and they got into a disagreement. A disagreement that ended with gunfire and left 3 different people injured. I think we can all agree that J-Lo was not at the right place at the right time because she and her man and the bodyguard all left the club and they ran from police. Actually, police were chasing them in New York City. They actually found a stolen gun inside the car, probably the one that J-Lo has been carrying around for Diddy.
It was weird that Puff and Jennifer were at that club because that was kind of like a very regular hip hop club. No A-list celebrities go there.
And at some point, one of those people in that group fired off guns and other gunfire was had.
Jennifer got lost in the chaos.
Everybody scattered so fast, she realized that Puffy, the bodyguards, everybody's like, she's there by herself. And someone, managed to get her out of there.
Outside, Lopez found Combs. According to police reports, the couple jumped into the backseat of his SUV. Puffy's driver and his bodyguard were in front. Officers arrived as the SUV pulled away. They ordered the driver to stop. Instead, he swerved around a patrol car and led cops on an 11-block chase. Police finally forced the SUV to pull over. Officers discovered a loaded gun on the front seat.
Everybody was booked, including Jennifer Lopez. They spent the night in the precinct.
Now, I don't think that J-Lo is a raging criminal. I think she got wrapped up in this toxic relationship, and the problem here is that she lied to police about what really happened. So, I know she was really shaken up. I don't know what type of control Diddy really had over her, but even Diddy has expressed that he wasn't really able to control her in the way that he would of, Cassie. Either way, this does sound like a traumatic experience for everyone involved.
She was crying a lot. She was a mess. Probably what was going through her mind is her career flashing before her eyes.
Obviously, nobody really wants to be arrested or handcuffed or, go through all that kind of stuff. It's a really traumatic experience.
Of course, Jennifer Lopez was thinking of her career back then. Nowadays, it seems like she's thinking of her career, but she's just thinking in the wrong direction because nobody likes what she's doing. Tanya Rubin, one of the 3 people shot in the altercation, maintains that Diddy was in fact the one who shot her. Even though Diddy and J-Lo were arrested that night and initially charged for their involvement, charges were quickly dropped against J-Lo because, I don't think J-Lo was shooting the gun, but yeah, I do believe that she did bring it in. There's so many different layers when it comes to Diddy's involvement in this case. right from the start, he was trying to weasel his way out of it by trying to bribe the driver with $50,000 to claim the gun they had with them was in fact his gun, not theirs, that was stolen and they used in this shooting. After a weeks-long trial, Diddy was eventually acquitted, but this isn't after there's been allegations of him going to the jury, bribing people, trying to get his way. Jennifer Lopez described the shooting as a complete nightmare, saying, "I was scared to death in the car. I had absolutely no idea what was going on. No one did." Even though it may have been traumatic for Jennifer Lopez, this woman was shot in the face and she's had to live with these injuries and knowing that these people were involved and there was no justice. So she's calling them still out. She's still here. She's alive. She remembers that night that changed her life, and she remembers, in fact, that Jennifer Lopez passed Diddy the gun that was then used to shoot her in the face. So J-Lo is trying to get her story straight, trying to hire some lawyers and probably avoid getting dragged into this, but it looks like she's gonna have to lawyer up. We got some Skai Jackson news because this former Disney actress who was passed around, oh my God, before she was old enough to drive, is now dating a drug dealer who has his hands in everything. This won't turn out well. You guys may have seen my video. I talked about yachting girls and how, Skai Jackson was accused of being a yachting girl, like someone who, very rich men will pay to come and hang out with them on their yachts. This blind item from March 14th, 2020 reads, "I think that this is great. This underage Disney actress is exposing men who hit on her, but she's only dating people that are in their 20s. And I think one guy was either right at 30 or close to it. Oh, and there was one guy she was hooking up with who already had children and she wanted to keep it a secret because she didn't want him to get in trouble. Looking at her age, she's only 21. So let's take it back to 2020. That means she was just a teenager, which is why, they're talking about the fact that this young teenager is only dating men who are in their 20s, and there was one who was pretty much 30. So Skai Jackson has consistently been exploited by older men ever since she was a young girl in the industry. I've heard her mom has also subscribed to that behavior and has allowed it and enabled it. But in recent days, people have been curious to figure out who Skai Jackson is with now. I mean, who is this drug lord? Now, Skai has been super secretive on Snapchat and on her social media about her new boyfriend, her mystery boo, but she posted some photo of his hand with the tattoo and he's all tatted up. And when you have tattoos, that makes it easier for you to be identified. Skai posted this story on Snapchat showing my boyfriend, and people go onto Twitter talking about the hand tattoo and knowing who this man really is. Skai has been teasing her boyfriend all over Snapchat, which I wonder how much she makes from her Snapchat stories, because I've heard you can make really good money, which is why Austin McBroom from the Ace Family YouTube channel has been acting like a fool on Snapchat because he's making some good coin. But fans believe that this man is in fact her boyfriend. And I guess on social media, he goes by Network Boys. Because people are doing a deep dive, they have looked into this man. Actually, it looks like he has an ankle monitor on, which is not a good look. I mean, that means he's violated some crime. So hopefully he can get his life back, in order. But young Skai Jackson, you're just 21. Do you really want to get to this level? So Skai Jackson's new man, he is loving this attention, even though he does have a criminal past and people are going to dig into it. He's not thinking about that. He's thinking about the good time and all the clout he's going to get. And he actually made a statement alluding to their relationship.
Why they so nosy, bro? They be geeking, bro. We don't be on all that, bro. Go cash at me $5, bro. I'll answer y'all questions. What you talking about?
Yeah, we don't do all that internet, man.
Yeah, if it ain't about no money, stop talking.
Don't stay out your business, man.
Hey, y'all heard what my brother said? Stay the fuck out of it.
All right, brother. Love you.
What you talking about? All right, love you, dog. Tell them stop playing with me, bro. Talking about they gonna do this and that, bro. Stop playing. Y'all some nosy motherfuckers. Y'all don't even be knowing what's going on. Hey, I'm known all through the Midwest. Feel me? My name ring bells, boy. Y'all better stop playing. No cap.
Now, fans were not impressed by Skai Jackson's new man. They wrote on Twitter saying that he looked light-skinned ginger, which I don't know why. Is that offensive? Light-skinned ginger? I don't know. That doesn't sound bad to me. That sounds like, I don't know. What? Other fans claimed that Skai's new man had the demeanor of a bad boy and a thug. Now, I'm not one to call anyone any of those things. A bad boy maybe, but we don't know this man. But of course, he doesn't seem like he's necessarily like polished, I guess. Is that a correct way of he's got criminal charges and he's like, talking on the internet, and it just seems a little bit messy, which I'm kind of like, I never really saw Skai Jackson like getting into that, but she's also like 21, like she's in her early 20s, like she's gonna experiment and like date other guys, like give her a break. A user named YaGirlon claimed that it looked like Skai Jackson's rumored lover looked like he would take money out of her purse when she was asleep. Okay, now this is starting to get borderline like racist in my opinion. You guys need to chill out. I guess another issue they found with this man is that he dated someone else in the past and had a tattoo of like that past partner. I guess there is a woman named Klaya, who he has a tattoo of, and people question whether he had a past relationship with this person because he's got a tattoo to prove it. Skai Jackson hasn't confirmed the identity of her new man, but this wouldn't be the first time that speculation about the star's love life has run amok online. In 2021, Skai was rumored to be dating Daniel Jules Jr. Smith, Solange Knowles' son, after a photo surfaced of the star sitting on top of the model's shoulders. Now, it does turn out that she did date him, in fact, but they did not work out and they are not friends anymore. So that relationship did not end smoothly. Either way, Skai Jackson is an interesting case study in my opinion, because she's a young actress who never really like peaked, like she's never like been a Zendaya or, just any other like a Sydney Sweeney. She's like a child actress kind of who like hasn't really gotten into adult acting, supposedly got into yachting. I mean, it's messy. It's all so messy, and that's why I'm following this story. What you didn't hear the still very young A-list singer Billie Eilish tell the fans of the, fellow A-list singer Taylor Swift, but has been telling everyone in her circle for the last few weeks is, I have an Oscar and she doesn't. So supposedly Billie Eilish is shading Taylor Swift, saying, yeah, you're also successful, but I have an Oscar. Which I feel like this is kind of like a feud I didn't see coming, and I don't even really feel like is necessary to exist. This person writes, Billie was actually thanking others and gracious when winning an award, unlike Taylor, who used it to promote another album and also couldn't even acknowledge Celine Dion when winning her award. We've talked about this in a previous blind item video, I remember. Billie may be odd, but she is way more talented and actually self-made, unlike Taylor, whose daddy is a millionaire and who moved the family to Nashville and bought a record company to get her a contract. Another person wrote, Billie and Taylor, she backed off her comments, but we all knew who she was talking about. Billie did not want the smoke from the psychotic Swifties, but she probably will get it anyways. Recently, these two got into it over climate change. Oh my God, what? Climate change? Because Billie Eilish hits back at Taylor Swift fans over wasteful packaging comments. Now, Billie Eilish is not backing down from the Swifties. 3 days after the Grammy winner spoke to Billboard about big artists using wasteful packaging, she took to Instagram to defend her comments against the angry Taylor Swift fans. She said, okay, it would be awesome if people would stop putting words into my mouth and actually read what I said in the Billboard article. I wasn't singling out anyone. These are industry-wide systematic issues, and when it comes to variants, so many artists release them, including me, which I clearly state in the article. The climate crisis is now, and it's about all of us being part of the problem and trying to do better. Sheesh.
The Swifties have been less than thrilled about comments Billie Eilish made in a recent Billboard interview. So Billie hopped on Instagram to defend herself. And just to be fully clear, she didn't mention any artist by name, like at all. But due to Taylor Swift being known for her multiple album variants, fans read right into this, and it's been a whole thing on Twitter ever since. So naturally, Billie hopped on her Instagram story to clear the air.
What Billie said in that article that got people so upset was that she said all your favorite artists are making 40 different vinyl packages that have different unique things about them to keep you buying more. So kind of shading Taylor Swift for, I guess, selling so many pieces of merchandise, but like, I don't know. That's kind of like how the artist really makes their money. I mean, a lot of small artists depend on their merch and their tours. The irritated Oscar winner continued, we're still at a point where you care that much about your numbers and you care that much about making money. It is right in front of our faces and people are just getting away with it left and right. And I find it really frustrating as someone who really goes out of my way to be sustainable and do the best I can and try to involve everybody in my team in being sustainable. And that's something that Billie has, been true to. I mean, you look back on her past and she has been environmental. For example, she used recycled vinyl and shrink wrap made from sugarcane when she released 8 versions of Happier Than Ever in 2021. Since Taylor has been known for selling multiple versions of her albums in the past, as well as Ariana Grande and Olivia Rodrigo, the 34-year-old's faithful followers slammed Billie online. Which I do think Taylor is an interesting case because remember Scooter Braun and what he did to her, so she kind of had to re-release a lot of her music. This person wrote, I don't understand why she's attacking Taylor. I dare you to prove a point and not release any physical copies of your album. And now it seems like even Travis Kelce is a little bit bothered by Billie's comments. So Billie really ruffled some feathers, which isn't a good move for her because Taylor is so powerful in the industry. I don't know if she could blacklist her, but she probably could stop her from something. I don't know. I just think Taylor's at the top right now and it's kind of scary.
A post was made on Instagram of all of Taylor's Tortured Poets vinyls on March 28th, the same day Billie threw shade on her. Travis commented underneath this post saying, "These covers are awesome. There's nothing wrong with me wanting all of them, right?" Because he made this comment on the same day as Billie's shade, it was interpreted by fans as that he was saying there's nothing wrong with all of Taylor's variants and that he loves all of her covers. People have commended Travis for standing up for Taylor. Taylor is very private now and doesn't get involved in celebrity feuds, so people are glad that Travis is in her corner and standing up for her against Billie.
This one named singer had a massive hit right before COVID hit. She thought that she was the bomb. As she is discovering, the music industry will throw you away in a second. She thought she was way bigger than this. And that's Lizzo quitting music, which I don't want her to quit music if she loves music, but I'm also I'm not streaming her every day, so I'm not going to be missing much. This person wrote, I hope Lizzo and her bananas stay away from the spotlight and people. Because keep in mind, she allegedly forced one of her employees to do some intimate things with a banana in Amsterdam. It all sounds really scary. This person wrote, peace out, she's trash. Another person added, this is about Lizzo, something tells me she'll be back. Another person wrote, will she be back after Ozempic saying, look at me now, that's where my money's gonna go. Another person wrote, she ruined her own reputation by treating her dancers like crap, and they spoke up about it. Her quote, team wasn't gonna spend any extra for damage control and PR spending. I think she should still be grateful she has the Yitty line, which is her clothing line, I believe catered to plus size people, and it is pretty successful because we need plus size clothing, needs to exist, so she can have that going for her.
How about the way you treat your backup dancers? How about the way they filed a lawsuit against you for hostile work environments? How about the way you tried to get the case sealed so nobody in the general public could see it? And here she is crying about the internet. The internet. Literally everybody who has over 1,000 followers on any social media platform has people hating on them in their comments left and right. You make millions and you're bitching and moaning about the comment section. Cry me a freaking river. You brought it upon yourself, all right? Treat people better. And maybe people will start treating you better in the comments of all places.
Now, it is convenient that Lizzo is quitting while she's dealing with these legal troubles. And it makes me question, is she quitting because people aren't streaming her music? Or is she quitting because she's finding that she's hitting a brick wall when trying to defend herself against these claims? She said, I'm constantly against lies being told about me for clout and views, being the butt of the joke every single time because of how I look. And I do want to validate some things that she must experience, especially as a plus size woman in this industry, but also people do not love a victim mentality. We want to support victims, but when you have this case against you, nobody's really putting these lies and this clout. It's If it's lies and clout, then why are you so hurt by it? Just move on and people will see through that.
She added on to this by saying, I've cried so hard over the years. I can't take it anymore. Judging by what Lizzo is saying, it seems like she really means it and won't ever be returning to music again. Fans have shared their thoughts on Lizzo's retirement. One fan said, I'm livid, not at Lizzo, but at the trolls, the haters, the losers who never gave her a chance to just be her amazing self. They won. They wore her down. I respect her needing to step away, but damn, it's a massive injustice. Lizzo deserved better, and I hope she finds peace and happiness wherever her path leads next. Another fan said, I'm not even a huge Lizzo fan, but this is so sad. Doesn't matter if you like her music or not, no one deserves that level of hate. I hope she finds whatever makes her happy, because clearly this wasn't it.
Millie Bobby Brown, I haven't thought of this person in a while. You guys may recognize Millie. She's a young actress from the Stranger Things. I only watched the first 2 seasons of that show, but the foreign-born 3-named actress used to always talk about the movies she liked. So she was either lying then or lying now. One person said, I have $10 on lying then. Another person added, she doesn't watch movies, but she loves Mad Max. Interesting. Another person added, what a dumbass. An actress telling everyone she doesn't like to watch movies, but we're supposed to sit through her movies? Another person added, her mouth is writing checks her talent can't afford to cash. She should be careful. Her ego doesn't match her career as of yet. Keep it up and you'll be yachting soon enough. Not the yachting comment. I didn't even see that coming. Skai Jackson, you might Millie Bobby Brown, you might get some tips from Skai Jackson if you keep acting like this, because nobody likes an egotistical entertainer. Headlines read that Millie Bobby Brown says filming stunts on Stranger Things and other projects make her throw up, but the poor girl's doing acting scenes all the time. What? Millie Bobby Brown has basically been an action star since she was 12 years old. That's when she joined the cast of Stranger Things. While the now 20-year-old star has taken on a number of non-acting projects over the past several years, it's often that when we see her on screen, she's taking part in any number of action-heavy scenes. And now she's revealed that the filming stunts actually makes her throw up. Millie says, I don't like climbing, and falling makes me feel sick. I'm really bad at motion sickness on Stranger Things, and damsel, if I do it one too many times, I'm outside being sick, and everybody's like, oh God, Millie, I'm a nightmare. Which I can relate to the motion sickness. I get so motion sickness. Like, if we ever go on a car trip, you don't have to worry about me just sitting on my phone, because I can't look at my phone because I will get super stomach ill, and just like, yeah, I totally relate to the motion sickness part. People don't love her attitude in these interviews, and I think it's because it comes off disingenuous. And part of the problem is that you see what she does, you see her acting, then you hear what she says, and none of it really lines up, so it doesn't feel real. So when we see these, clips of her doing these stunts behind the scenes, I mean, it doesn't look like she's struggling, like she's trying to paint this picture out to be.
I do my own stunts. I do all of my own stunts from start to finish. So I put a harness on, and they had this really cool tuning fork, which is my first time ever experiencing that. Maybe my last. Will I go into a roly-poly?
No, you will have a line behind you.
Okay, good, because I was on it. I'd say the hardest part of the climbing, I was on a wire. That was probably the hardest thing that I had to kind of train for, but I felt very confident in this, and actually it looked really cool. I felt like a warrior.
You must admit that is pretty impressive. I mean, I always wonder how they make them float up into the air, and I guess it's this big lever they're attached to and flying around on. But this person commented, is she ever not complaining about something? Another person wrote, she has turned into quite the diva. Well, maybe if Millie Bobby Brown keeps acting like a diva, she one day will become this esteemed actress who, can act this way because she's been in so many films and she's got an Oscar like Billie Eilish. But I want to hear what you guys think of this video. I have face masks still in my hair, see? So hopefully you guys weren't just staring at that the entire time. I didn't feel like getting my hair all wet, and I had a little pimple on my forehead, and I had a little face mask. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to film my blind item breakdown. What do you guys think of these videos so far? This video series. I went to Trisha's house yesterday. I'm not on her podcast. I want to be on her podcast, but I'm not on her podcast. I was at her house though. And we're close to 1 million subscribers. Every time I talk about it, am I shaking? I feel like I am, but 1 million subscribers. You know what? All I want to do is just that day, just relax. Just relax. Nothing crazy. I'm why is my chest tightening up? Thank you guys so much for your support. And yeah, let's do the damn thing. And I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.